What's up, bro? So I turned 29 in about a month, and that's pretty much 30, right? So I figured I'd make a video discussing 5 things that I really wish I would have known earlier in my 20s. I say that to say, though, I don't regret anything from my past because my past made me the man I am today. Through all my experiences, through all the obstacles I had to overcome, it made me in the physical form and molded me into who I am. But I am going to talk about some key points that definitely would have gave me an advantage at the end of the day. So no matter where you are, whether you're a teenager in your 20s, even if you're in your 30s or 40s, you can definitely take something from this video. I'm not going to waste any time at all. Tip number 1, audit your circle. You see, you are who you spend the most time with. I know you heard that before. That's like a well-known thing. My family and my mom, my dad used to preach that to me all the time, and I never really understood what that meant. But as I got older, I started looking at the people that I was with, people I was spending time with, and I started reflecting like, man, are these people contributing to my growth? But when I was degenerate, my degenerate self, I was allowing myself to be vulnerable in these certain situations, and I was allowing myself to be involved with things that I probably would have never been involved with if I wasn't surrounded by certain friends who were doing it. You gotta think about it though, like, if you're hanging out with a bunch of jocks or a bunch of basketball players or people who like to go to the gym, you're going to be one of those people. You're gonna be in those categories. When somebody sees you with that person, they're gonna categorize you as a fitness guy or athlete, right? Because you're going to be spending most of your time with these people. The same thing goes with if you skateboard or something, right? And you're with a bunch of skateboarders, you're going to pick up a skateboard and try it. And you're going to get better because you're going to want approval from your friends, right? That's a circle. That's your clique. But I say that to say, in my perspective, I was surrounding myself with people who were in like the nightlife, like other DJs, promoters, and there's people who are living a fast life, and they was smoking weed, they was drinking, they was partying all the time. So what do? I drink, smoke, party, try to talk to women every single day, trying to have another girl pull up here and there. Like, that's what everyone was doing in my circle. That's all I knew. So what do you expect? I'm gonna do the same thing. But as I start reflecting and getting older, I start realizing what is actually really important. And none of that stuff contributed to my growth. If anything, it kept me very stagnant from reaching my goals because I was so lame-brained and distracted on the superficial things when I really wasn't making progress internally. And I don't knock any of my crew. Bro, some of these guys are still my brothers to this day. It's just that right now we just can't have the same conversations, brother. I feel like sometimes I can't even give them a call like I used to. Like, I want to just talk to them. And since I'm on my self-improvement journey, ever since I've been on my self-improvement journey for the last few years, I just feel like there's a disconnect because I can't make nobody want to become better. You kind of have to have that internal drive to do that for yourself. And I thought I could save everyone at one point, but you can't. You can't save everyone. So that's why I just took a step back at that point. And my circle used to be a bunch of dudes calling me every single day. Now I might talk to like 1 or 2 people. And if that's maybe a couple times a week. I keep it very simple. So now I'm only connecting myself with people who are like-minded, people who are going to be accountable, people who want to grow, people that I align with, my frequency, we're on the same page, who want to get better, who's working on self-improvement, because then we can have those conversations, we can build each other. And that's why I'm only involved in communities who benefit me as a person and is mutually beneficial. So I say that to say, think about who you're spending your time with, audit your circle, and figure out where you want to be and align yourself with those type of people, because that's how you become better. I encourage you to join some type of community, network, find your tribe, bro. That's all that matters. I'm sorry, y'all. It's like 4 or 5 in the morning. I just woke up and I just pressed record. This was literally just on my mind, and I just wanted to literally come down here and make this video real quick. So don't mind me drinking my coffee. Tip number 2, don't be afraid to fail. I found myself always being so anxious, and I used to find myself always being afraid to take any type of risk just because I didn't know what would happen if I failed. I didn't want to be a failure to my family. I didn't want to be a failure to my friends, my loved ones. I didn't want anyone to judge me. Then I thought about where that was stemming from. I was looking for validation from other people instead of actually living my life the way I wanted to live it and just going for it. But I wasted so many years just being so stagnant because I didn't want to be looked at as an outlier, right? I didn't want to be looked at as the person who just doing his own thing, and I wanted to go with the trend. I was only doing things that were trendy, you know what I'm saying? And I don't get me wrong, I've taken some risks, and I've always been one to be the first one to kind of take lead on things, but it was never things that I had the most passion to do. I say that to say, bro, don't ever let anyone dictate your passion or what you want to do. Don't let anyone's perception of you make you feel any smaller than you are, because your journey is your journey. This is your path. Years ago, I started an Airbnb business. I had several properties that I was doing Airbnbs out of, and within a matter of 2 years, I had over 35 properties that I was Airbnbing, and I moved very fast. But at the time, I wouldn't say it was trending, but I figured out something that worked for me, and I made a bunch of money doing it. But after a while, I wasn't happy. I was overwhelmed. I was stressed. I found myself binge eating. I found myself smoking the pain away. I had to pay so much money, and yes, I made a bunch of money, but at the same time, I was always putting out fires. I realized this is not the life that I wanted to live. So what did I do? I gave it all away. I literally, whether some units didn't work, some units did. I was making money and I was losing money. Like, I had a period of time where it was L after L. But then there was a period of time where it was win after win. But that was just too inconsistent, and it didn't fit right with my soul. And I thought to myself, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? So I had to let it go and start back from zero. And I had to be okay with that. But I wish I would have stopped it sooner, but I went 3 or 4 years doing this. And it took a lot of my soul away from me because I was too afraid to fail. But it's not failure because I tried. I tried something, and if it doesn't work, you move on to the next thing. It's not the end of the world. So remember that, bro. Don't be afraid to write your own story. There's no right or wrongs with this, bro, because you're always going to learn from your experiences. Remember that. So tip number 3 is master your time management. And this is actually a crucial step because if you're lazy, if you're procrastinating, you're not about to get anywhere. And I was one of those guys, like, I'll be all talk. Yeah, this is my year. I'm going to do this year. Oh, new year, new me. But I was still being the lazy individual that I was. And honestly, I was actually kind of productive. I was more productive than my group of friends. But I look back, I'm like, bro, you could have been doing 100 times more. If I knew what I knew now, then, oh nah, it'll be over. I'll be a billionaire. No cap. Nah, but on a serious note, your time management is everything, bro. You have to be productive and you have to be intentional. So this is how I changed it. I changed the game of my perception on productivity. I stopped procrastinating and I stopped being lazy because I figured out why I was procrastinating and being lazy. Because my goals were very blurred. I was focusing on way too many things at one time. Oh yeah, I'm gonna lose 15 pounds and get jacked, and then I'm gonna make $100,000 this year, and then my goal is I wanted to be a rapper, and then I wanted to manage artists, and then what else I wanted to do? I wanted to start like 5 businesses, and I'm gonna do this and that. Yo, a lot of us, we be trying to do so much at one time, but really we need to simplify it, bro. One thing at a time. If you want to get in the gym, all right, for this year's season, get in the gym. Nothing else matters. So if you want to get in the gym, all that other business stuff, all the other distractions that you're gonna fill your head up with, it doesn't matter. You have to focus on 1, maybe 2 things at a time. So now when you have that main goal, what do? Say it was you wanted to get in the best shape of your life. Maybe you gave yourself 3 to 6 months to do it, right? Okay. How are you gonna get there? You need to take your main goal and break them down into clear goals. And so once you get your clear goals, like, all right, well, I need to work on my diet because I'm overweight. I need to go to the gym, right? And I need to stretch or focus on running, right? Now you have your clear goals. So how are you gonna complete those clear goals? Those actionable steps. I need to get a gym membership. I need to figure out a meal plan. I need to actually go to the grocery store. Maybe maybe I can get a walking, one of those desk treadmills where you can walk and work at the same time. And then you break them down into even more actionable steps. What I like to do, I start with a yearly goal, and then I break it down into my quarterly goals that make up my yearly goal. And then from my quarterly goals, I break down into monthly goals. And so my monthly goals break up into my quarterly goals, and so on. So I go monthly, weekly, and daily. So my daily goals all align with my big yearly goal, right? So you can do that with your life, and that's how you become more productive, because now you're actually obtaining a goal. And now, in order to get your time management right, because you can say all this and write all these goals down, but you can still be lazy and procrastinate. You got to understand now, though, you have to make your day work for you. Everyone has 24 hours in a day, bro. So you have to focus on waking up early and going to sleep earlier. I used to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning and wake up at 11 and think I was gonna be productive, but no, I wake up and get on social media and just scroll for 3 hours. Now it's 4 p.m. and now I gotta eat. Now I get calls from my guys, and next thing you know, I did nothing all day. But I learned that waking up early, I wake up now at 4 or 5 a.m. and I have 4 hours before any of my competitors. Right now it's 4 a.m. I'm recording this video. It's gonna take me 20 minutes to record this? But I know that my those people I'm competing with, is not gonna be early. And I'm not really competing with nobody because I'm really my only competition, but I do know there's other people out there who are on YouTube putting in that work, and other people out there on YouTube who are just talking about it, who's not working harder than me. So I say that to say, I get up at 4 a.m. and I go to sleep around 9 p.m. Give myself 6 to 8 hours of sleep. But it's so crucial because now within this 4 or 5 hours I have before everyone else wakes up, I don't gotta be on social media. I have my time to myself. I can focus on me, and I can eat the frog and do the hard thing first. So by the time it is 10 a.m., I already finished 90% of my tasks. I might be in the gym at that point and coming back, and by the time I'm done in the gym, it's lunchtime, and I have the rest of my day to do what I want. And if I choose to, I can be even more productive for the rest of the day. So I say that to say, organize your time, bro. Identify your goals and make sure you set clear times to go to sleep and wake up, because you need those hours to put in the work. So tip number 5 is prioritize your health and your wellness. I said that the last tip was important, but hold on. This is absolutely the most important tip. Bro, I'm not even just talking about getting in shape physically. It's really getting in shape physically, mentally, and spiritually. You have to align your mind, your body, and your soul. And in order to do that, you need to nurture them individually. So if we talk about your body, you need to become physically active. If you're not physically active, you're doing a disservice to who you actually are meant to become. Your body needs the training, the physical training. It needs the stress levels in your muscles. You need to actually move your body. There's so many benefits to working out, to exercising, to moving your body, that I could sit here and make a whole video on that alone. But just to summarize, bro, you go to the gym, you get so much energy throughout the day. I used to be a daily nap type of person. And I laugh at myself because after I go to the gym, that gives me all the energy I need for the rest of my day. And psychologically and scientifically, honestly, you can do the research yourself. There's so many perks to working out that it's like, why don't we? You get more focus, you get more energy, and just the long-term effects, like, it's self-explainable, honestly. So just try to get 30 minutes of exercise every single day, 3 to 5 times a week. I like to go every single day. That's just how I am. And I just adopted that over the last few years. Because like I said, I had a degenerate phase. I didn't go to the gym at all. I was 60 pounds overweight. I didn't do any of that. And that reflected with my life at the time. My body was a reflection of how my life was going. And that's really how it goes. Man, so I say that to say, bro, get your ass in the gym. There's no excuses. Oh, I'm recovering from, what are you recovering from, dog? You didn't even go that hard. Get your ass in the gym, dog. Now your mind is also a key element, because you need to focus on learning. You gotta focus on improving. You gotta focus on having that mental clarity. You find yourself having so much brain fog because you have so much information overload from being on social media all day. Bro, God, you gotta stop it. You gotta actually pick up a book. Pick up a book that's intentional. I read 10 pages of a non-fictional book every single day, minimum 10 pages, right? And it's gonna be them self-help books, self-improvement, financial books, something that I'm learning from, something that I'm filling my mind with. Even if I don't fully comprehend a book, just me reading the words on the page is programming my mind to be familiar with this type of vernacular and these types of ways these words are being put together. You're only gonna get smarter. So you have to train your mind. You have to watch YouTube videos where you can learn things from. Like, I'm not talking about watching sports all day or just wasting time watching reaction videos. I'm talking about things that actually contribute to your cognitive function. Now your spirit, another important. Focus on meditating and praying. God is real. I believe in God. I'm going to tell you that. I don't care if you're atheist. I don't care if you're someone who has a bad experience. Bro, put your head down. Pray to God. There's a higher power there. And I'm going to tell you that. This is what I believe. If you don't believe it, you don't have to believe me. But I know that I've been blessed from someone that does not, this is not just me out here. I literally see miracles happening in my life because I take the time out to cultivate that relationship spiritually. I take the time out to pray every single day. I take the time out to spend time within myself. I meditate. I sit there for 5-10 minutes and just clear my mind and just visualize a bigger and better me. I visualize my purpose. I visualize why God put me on this earth. If you don't have that ability, if you haven't opened that sixth sense of yours, you're doing yourself a disservice. So the keys are to at least just sit with yourself. Meditation and prayer go hand in hand, but at least as you meditate, you start building and nurturing a spiritual essence within yourself where you can sit there and just pinpoint and focus on what you really want. So some actionable steps there, or just take 5 to 10 minutes every day and just visualize your ultimate self. Kill the noise. Your mind's gonna wanna take you everywhere else. Your thoughts are gonna be running, but it's okay. All you have to do is bring it right back to visualizing where you want to be. If you do that every day, I guarantee you spiritually, you'll be in a whole different place. So the point of this is to align your mind, your body, and your spirit. And once you do that, you reach a different type of enlightenment and life just gets so much better. I promise you that. So my fifth and my final point is focus on yourself. And this kind of goes hand in hand with the last point I just made. But in this point, I want you to know that you have to pour into yourself before you can pour into other people. I made that mistake. I thought I could be Mr. Save a Ho, Mr. Help a Lot. That's who I was. And I was truly mistaken because I really didn't understand who I was at the end of the day. So if I didn't love myself, if I didn't understand myself, how could I love somebody else? How could I pour into somebody else? So that made me have to make a mindset shift. And everything I just said, whether it was auditing my circle, cutting friends off, cutting off the distractions, focusing on my body, I had to do all that in a season of monk mode. I had to literally do this for 6 months to a year to just get a level of awareness of what was going on in my life. Because I was pouring into so many people and I was neglecting myself. I was neglecting what made me happy. I didn't even know where I wanted to be. I thought I was passionate about something, but I was passionate about something that was for other people. I didn't know my purpose. I didn't know why I was on this earth, bro. Because I had so many external things just pulling at me, this, that, or maybe I want to do this. I'm gonna become a music mogul. I'm gonna become a producer. I'm gonna become a DJ. Mind you, I love doing some of those things, and I have those. Some of those things are great, and I made a good amount of money. But at the end of the day, it's not my end all be all. It's not my purpose. I understand what my purpose is now, and I'm doing it. But at the end of the day, I was too worried about other people, and I didn't really understand truly who I was. So the best way to focus on yourself is going through a season of isolation, man. That means you got cut off the social media, the distractions. When I say distractions, that includes, like I said, social media, that includes the external friends who aren't contributing to your life. That even can include family. It's hard to say, but you need to really take time and sit with yourself. A lot of us are afraid to be alone. I was afraid to be alone. I was afraid to be sitting with myself because my mind would always bring these negative thoughts in my head. But I had to overcome that because I had to figure out where those negative thoughts were stemming from. A lot of the time, they're stemming from your fear of being judged by everyone. And that fear is holding you back from actually understanding what you were meant to be, what you were put on this earth for. So I took time, 6 months, like I said, 6 months to a year, just to become aware. I focused on my health, my body. I focused on reading, learning. I focused on meditation, praying. I focused on overcoming my bad habits. I focused on adopting better habits. And I just went into a locked in mode. I was in my monk mode. I'm telling y'all, it was the different type of season that I was in that made me the man I am today. I found myself being more productive. I found myself being consistent. I found myself discovering what I really wanted. If I didn't do that, I would still be trapped in the cycle of degeneracy. I say that to say, find your season. Start it now. Whether it's the new year or right now, the new year is about to be in a few months, but don't start January 1st. Start now. You need to discover who you are and why you're here. And you're not going to do that if you don't put in that self-work, that self-improvement. You got to become the person you are on the inside to be the person you want to be on the outside. And that's real. So like I said before, my birthday's coming up in about a month and I'm doing another season of monk mode. So I'm going to be continuously developing myself, and this self-improvement journey isn't something that you're going to do for a week. It's a lifelong journey, and I'm so hyped to go into it again. And I'm going to be entering that season where I'm going to continue to unlock that best version of me. And for the first time, I'm actually allowing people to join me on Monk Moon. I'm doing a 30-day Monk Moon challenge where we're focusing on building your mental toughness, turning your bad habits into good habits, becoming more consistent, productive, getting your time management together, cutting off the distractions, getting your physical health, your mental, your spiritual health together, and becoming the best version of yourself. So if that's something that interests you, just click the link in the description and join the challenge for real, because it's only going to help you, bro. That's all I got to say. And if you waited this far, you're already way ahead of your peers because you're actually taking the steps to want to develop yourself, and you have a level of awareness to get there. So I appreciate y'all for watching. Stay tuned and stay unstoppable.